Hello, welcome back. I'm here and this is going to be a test. This is going to see how quickly I can do a reading because I understand that it's hard to digest hour-long readings and my intention is never for them to be an hour long. So I'm going to try to keep this one short, keep it simple, stupid, and we're going to see how it goes. Also, the reason I'm here is I was sitting here on my computer doing some work and all of a sudden I saw so many orbs. Like they were literally like dancing, like choom, 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 choom. And so keep an eye out for them as we do this reading, but they were basically like, you need to get on there and you need to do a reading. So here I am kind of like frantically, not frantically, but here. So I am going to see what's going on. And I think, and I didn't do any research. I know we have an eclipse. Oh, it's in Sagittarius, I believe. So we have an eclipse on December 3rd. You guys are probably way more pro astrology readers than I am, but that's the energy that I'm going to be tuning into for this reading. And then the other thing I wanted to say is I watched one of my videos that I just posted. I don't remember if it was the masculine or I think it was the feminine because I wanted to watch some messages for myself. And I realized I like messed up on so many words. Like words were just, and I've been sick like a week or so ago and I just haven't been feeling super well. And so not only was I coming back to life, but you know, when you just like your brain is like faster or doesn't quite connect or catch up with your words or with your mouth. I don't know how to explain that, but that's kind of the energy I was feeling when I watched that. So I'm going to try my best to get, because I was like saying King of Swords when it was actually King of Wands or things like that. So I'm going to try and get it right this time. But hopefully you guys, you know, luckily we work with energy versus, you know, words, and energy is a way better way to communicate than language. Language is good. Not hating on language, but and it's actually like really beautiful and warm and sunshiny, and I'm wearing a beanie just because it gives me cozy vibes. So it's not that cold. Okay. What is going on this eclipse? Tell me the general energy of this eclipse. Wow. Powerhouse, heavy hitters right here. 8 of Cups, 6 of Wands. Success in breaking this pattern, walking away from these cycles. Wow. We have the Emperor here. We have a Tower crossing this. So Tower and an Emperor crossing this, as well as we got that Death card and the Hanged Man in there. So it is the end of this pattern, of this cycle, whatever that has been for you. If you've been stuck in a really painful personal cycle in your own life, if you've been stuck in some sort of misalignment, something that wasn't fully aligned. This could be a job. This could be a relationship. This could be something in your life that has persisted well past when it was supposed to be expired, when its end date was supposed to be. But it has still been around, still been hanging on. It feels like this is your message, that if you've been waiting for that message, if you've been waiting for the sign, is it over? Am I going to get relief? Yes, it's going to go really well. 6 of Wands, success. Okay, victory. Victory after a very, very long, turbulent battle is what I'm hearing. And it's also recognition. And so I know as a divine feminine on this journey, it can feel really, really challenging because we always kind of have to be, and I'm speaking in energetic terms, not in literal terms, but we almost kind of have to be the bigger person, right? It's like, it's our role. It's our divine role as a feminine, that the spirit is like, you have to be the bigger person with your masculine. You have to be the bigger person in your community. You have to be the bigger person in all these situations, but we never quite get the public recognition. We never quite get people coming up to us and saying, thank you so much, right? You've changed my life, right? Or you were right all along and I'm really sorry. And it's not that we need that, right? It's not from an ego place, but it's from knowing that it wasn't in vain, knowing that so much of our struggle and our pain and the path that we've walked, it feels in vain a lot, right? It feels like, what's the point of keeping going? Like, why am I even fighting? Why am I even doing this? So that feels like a cycle here. That's a really strong energy coming through for feminine, but I'm also feeling that for masculine as well, because I'm not going to be specifically tuning in so I can keep this short and sweet. I'm not going to be specifically tuning in for one or the other. We're going to be doing both here. And so for feminine, I feel like this is kind of in the subtle, more feminine realms for you, with the higher realms. With it, it's a closing out of a lot of pain and turmoil here. And then for masculine, I'm feeling like whatever your karmic cycle was that has been working really hard to get closed, to get completed, there's been resistance on the masculine side, the resistance has come from low self-worth. And that's something that masculine was not willing to face or see or understand. But I feel like the work that happened in Scorpio season for masculine energy was an uncovering and unfolding of that energy, where you finally did the shadow work. You finally did the shadow work you needed to do with the assistance of your guides and spirit, and you started to look at yourself. And that's why I think we have this Emperor here, because this is like a tower on any of the distorted ego, pride, kind of like, what's a good way to put that? Somebody who is like a boss, but they are ruling from an ego place, right? It's not like an empowerment. I'm leading by example, or I'm leading through empowerment and upliftment. It's like, no, do what I say, right? It's that energy. Queen of Wands. Okay, there's the word. Queen of Wands, death, transformation, Scorpio energy, right? So this new perspective, I feel, came about on or around the Scorpio season. And that encouraged this death and letting go. Lots of towers, really necessary towers occurred. No more pretension, no more falseness, no more masks. And this is just the message here, that this eclipse is like maybe the final piece. Maybe it's the final nail in the coffin is what I'm hearing. For some. Okay, so what is the energy around the two right now? What's the energy around the connection for this full moon? I mean, is it a full moon? Is it a new moon? Guys, I don't know. Death. Transformation. Yeah, I love to see that. Putting in the work, really putting in the work here with this Eight of Pentacles. So it feels like you, masculine and feminine, have been on their own individual journeys, really doing their own thing, taking care of themselves, taking care of business, I'm hearing. And it's felt like that's led you away, and it's led you astray. And at times you've each probably come into the, what is this? What does this even mean? Is this even going to happen? Like, I don't even know why did I go through this, right? But what you didn't realize is you were actually working together this entire time, because any time that you put yourself first and you work on you, you're helping your counterpart, you're helping the connection, you're strengthening it. Because you share a soul. So that's really interesting energy here. The Lovers, Seven of Swords. Yeah, so it's like a death of all these energies of the Seven of Swords, the Two of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles. Death of that energy, transforming it. What's going on for both is Four of Swords. This is a very interesting Four of Swords here. Okay, so this is resting after a battle. This is coming out of tower. Toxic, really, really almost dangerous feeling. Like the danger has been put to rest. It's like at bay now, but it was like touch and go there for a minute. Like, were we going to survive? I don't know. And now we're coming into our kind of bunker, like a little bit of a hole to rest, to reconvene, to gather the strength. And so this energy could be happening on the eclipse. It could happen right before. It could have already happened. It could happen right after. But it feels like we're going to need to go in to lick our wounds. Both masculine and feminine. coming back from different things, I would say. Definitely. King of Swords. So this is a very divine king, and the energy of this King of Swords is not the distorted sort of King of Swords. It's someone who takes action. We have the Ten of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Cups, Six of Swords, and the Star. Yeah, so moving to calmer waters, being really clear about what we want when it comes to our romantic lives, partnership, love, Knight of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. What is the ultimate goal? What do we want to work towards? What do we want to build towards? We need to rest to have our strength, to be ready to build towards this. Cool. Okay. Feeling towards each other. How are the counterparts feeling about one another? Knight of Pentacles. That's really good. Willing to put in the work. It's a slow and steady wins the race type of energy. And this is probably my favorite knight I could get in this position, because it's very, it's humble. There it is. That's the word I was looking for. It's humble, right? It's willing to toil in the soil, I heard. Don't even know. But it is. It's like I'm putting ego down. I'm putting pride down, right? And it's sturdy. It's solid. It's reliable. It's building a foundation, practical, 3D, solid, right? Tangible. You can feel it. You can see it. You can touch it. And what is this crossing? The Four of Wands. And in this deck in particular, my Four of Wands is a happy wedding celebration. And this is our twin flame card. So that's a really beautiful energy. What does Spirit want us? Okay, that was a lot of cards, Spirit. Okay, touche. Spirit wants you to know, Queen of Cups. So much love here. There is love here. It is safe to love, I'm hearing. So there's a lot of love here, and it's safe to love. It's a message for both. This whole reading is going to be for both. Magician. I'll end up having to clarify all of these. So Magician is a creator. It's someone that weaves spells, right? It's spell work. It's magic, manifestation, initiation, creation. All of this is kind of what's coming from this death. Here's our death here. Ten of Swords. So we had death in the overall energy for this connection, this divine connection around this eclipse. And this, let's just call it the eclipse season, the last eclipse we had, and this one. This is a completion of this cycle of pain. This cycle of it's never going to work. It's too difficult. It's too hard. Ten of Pentacles. So it's kind of like these are on opposite ends of the spectrum, but they are the tens, the completion of a cycle. So it's a completing of the facade and the delusion and the deception around what we thought the Ten of Pentacles might have been. That's a big journey that both masculine and feminine go on in many ways, where they have to dismantle all of their beliefs around what is a relationship, connection, marriage, family, dating, relationship, right? It's a big theme, and they're each programmed in their own way, right? One is programmed in the feminine sort of archetypal bullshit and the other's programmed in the masculine archetypal bullshit. And so there's a lot of rewriting and reworking of what this means. And it feels like with this not crossing, but with this being connected to the death energy in this placement, it's like really profound change. And that's what eclipse seasons are for. And what's crossing all of those cards, because Spirit had a lot to say. She was like, okay, I got a lot to tell you. Sit down. It's all crossed by the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles it speaks to the novice, right? Like that Knight of Pentacles, where I was getting the energy of humble, being very humble, but determined. It's the same sort of feeling here, where it's like, I'm willing to be the apprentice. I'm willing to not know. I only know what I know, and I don't know what I know. I don't know what I know, right? It's this, this quality where I thought I knew a lot. I realized I knew very little. And now here I am, and I want to work together, and I want to figure it out with you, or I want to ground this and understand this more. And I know the only way I'm going to do that is with you. We have the Chariot here. We have the Ace of Pentacles. There's a little bit of delusion in this energy because we have Seven of Cups and the Devil. So this is, if you did tune into my masculine and feminine readings that I did the past couple days, that's that energy there. That Seven of Cups with the Devil is the fear. It's the moon energy. It's the illusion. And right, masculine, we went into each of their specific fears. They have different fears, kind of similar, but they're both kind of telling stories that aren't really true. And that's when they're stuck in the mind, which is devil energy. That's like a big epiphany I've had through working with the tarot for so long, is that the devil energy, like devil, is your mind. And anything that tries to keep you in your mind is something you definitely should not trust, right? So fear energy. I mean, we could keep going. Okay, I got a card on the floor. Okay, card on the floor. Ace. Do you see my brain? High Priestess in our kind of overall outcome, right? So this whole reading, 8 of Cups, 6 of Wands. How's it going to conclude around this eclipse? High Priestess. Let's see what High Priestess is crossed by. Page of Cups. Again, we have this like humble, novice, brand new energy. It's not a queen. It's not a king. It's not a knight. But it is somebody that is willing to learn in the realm of emotion, willing to learn in the realm of intuition, willing to learn when it comes to spirituality. How can I get more clear in my third eye? How can I hear the messages? How can I know? How can I trust my intuition more? And this again is for both masculine and feminine. So it's clearing out, this eclipse is clearing out all the bullshit and all the noise. So if you have felt trapped in your mind, if you have felt fearful, worried, confused, unsure, it looks like that this sort of process that's occurring literally right now and will be. I mean, I think the windows of eclipses and full moons and new moons and all that is like a couple weeks, you know, like you can work with that energy for at least a week before and after. Wheel of Fortune. Oh, wow. Powerful. Okay. So crossing this High Priestess is the world, completion of this cycle, right? Bringing about the sun, right? 5 of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, Page of Cups. So communication is going to alleviate this conflict, this feeling of, discord. Communication, the sun, communicating, honesty, vulnerability, telling the truth. Okay, let's clarify really quick. And I don't mean really quick like I'm trying to rush this. I just, mindful of people's time. Okay. Let's find out a little bit more about death. I'm so pretty hungry, I'm just realizing. Okay, let's see what's going on with death. Yep, 5 of Cups and the 2 of Wands, Justice. Okay, we have Justice crossing this with the Ace of Wands, 6 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, Temperance. Wow, Spirit's working the magic here. Working to create this closure, this ending. This is like ending this cycle of the 5 of Cups, which is disappointment, loss, pain, spilled milk. The milk is spilled. There's nowhere to go from here. And then this 2 of Wands, which what I'm getting here is analysis paralysis. I'm looking at you, Divine Masculine. But feminine, to be fair, because this is both, here's what it is. They both do it. You both do it. But masculine typically holds the energy and the role, if you will, of needing to spring into action, of needing to create change in the 3D world, right? They hold down the 3D world. Feminine can get into analysis paralysis where she's meant to be a receiver. Yeah, she's meant to live in the higher realms. And as a receiver, you don't really need to linger in this planning energy because you don't get to know. It's meant to be a great mystery. It's meant to, not knowing where you're going to go next month or what's going to happen to you in a year or two or whatever. That's part of Divine Feminine's role. That's very uncomfortable, especially in this sort of matrix that we live in, this world that we live that's very much trying to keep us away from that space, trying to keep us plugged in and hooked up and, staying busy and on task, right? So there's this analysis paralysis energy with this Two of Wands, but there's a death here crossed by Justice. So that's really, really exciting. Okay, let's clarify this Four of Swords, which is kind of like what's around them. That card wanted to come out, but okay, I'll take those. It's so interesting because it was a page. I traded a page for a page. Justice here, clarifying the Four of Swords with the Page of Swords. Really staying with this theme of a novice. I'm here to learn. I want to be a lifelong learner. It's the energy of I'm learning from the change. I'm learning from the closures, the ending. I'm learning from death. Death is one of our greatest teachers if we allow it to be. This is really beautiful. Let's see. Justice here, though, crossed by Queen of Pentacles. This is the nurturer, the mother, the divine feminine energy sitting on her throne, seeing what she's created. It's that recognition that I pulled here for divine feminine. It's like it finally makes sense, whatever that means to you. There could be something you've been struggling with. There could be something that you've really been wrestling with, like you've not known. Underneath, holy shit, these readings are so good. Okay, I got the Fool. I got the Queen of Cups. Underneath that, the King of Swords and the Four of Wands. I mean, are you kidding me here? All crossing with this Justice. I don't really have words. Like, I just get very surprised sometimes. Okay, we're clarifying the Knight of Cups here. I mean, the Knight of Pentacles. I wonder if my brain will ever come back. I don't need it to. The brain doesn't help me. Okay, beautiful. So we have clarifying the Knight of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the Queen of Wands. Forward momentum. A lot of passion here, a lot of forward momentum, there's an excitement, there's the Fool, there's that novice energy, there's willing to be a fool for love. I get that channeled message quite a bit, to be a fool for love. And we basically have this same cards crossing this with the Queen of Cups, the King of Swords, Four of Wands, and then the Three of Cups. So much, it's like, you know what it is? It's like the floodgates finally open and the emotion that's been there all along is being released because you've worked for it. You've worked super hard to learn how to become the master of it, to I don't want to say control it, to be discerning, to be wise, to be a master of be masterful in your emotions. And because of this base, right, this like sturdy foundation of this energy, the King of Swords is right here, the Queen of Cups. Now you can be in this, you can start again. You can start from the beginning, from scratch. You can be lighthearted, joyful. That's really exciting. Okay, we're going to clarify. There's quite a few things here to clarify. So Spirit, give me the most important clarifiers we need. What do we need to clarify this energy? Yep, that's as simple as it could possibly be. Six of Cups. So our message from Spirit, when I had all these cards here, I have the Queen of Cups, the Magician, the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Pentacles. Six of Cups, reunion, recognition, rebirth, mending. I'm hearing the word mending. But this is that deep, deep soul connection, deep past life connection. All of it needed to be learned through solitude, however. So here's the Hermit here. Oh, the sun is coming in. So it had to be learned through this separation. It had to be learned through the hero's journey, the hero's Gamos journey. You had to go inward, both of you, whether you wanted to or not. It's funny because it's almost like masculine was like, no, I'm leaving this person. But really what you didn't know is you needed to get yourself alone to see the shadow in order to recognize, no, you weren't actually leaving this person. You were coming home to this person the whole time. That's what you were doing. You were mending your soul that kept you away. Whereas feminine had to go on, she had to learn that she can do it all on her own, so that she stopped feeling like she needed that connection to make her feel whole, to make her feel divine. I've talked about this before in the past, but when we feel that high feeling, like it literally feels like you're high when you're around your twin, this is being close to the divine, right? Because you're divine beings, and it actually feels like you're getting to touch God. It feels like you're getting to be in the presence of God in your human body. And that's why it's unlike anything you've ever experienced. That's the difference between twin flame and like a soulmate connection. They're very different. That's why it's triggering. That is why the twin flame connection is triggering, because we oftentimes are a little bit far away from God, no? When we're in this human body, walking this path, living this life, we get really far away from our God self. We have so much shit and dirt and just layers upon layers of masks. And then this person comes along and they trigger all of that, which is why masculine feels like, oh, I gotta run. I don't want to feel this way. This doesn't feel good. But really, it's the beginning of that alchemical process, that metamorphosis of coming home to self. And feminine does the same thing. Her lesson is just learning that God was always there. You were never abandoned. God never left you, right? So when it feels like your masculine leaves you, it feels like God leaves you, it feels like whatever, you're alone. And, you know, on the ascension path, you lose friends and family and all these people. And you're like, I'm just alone in the world. And it's like, no. You are always, always surrounded. You were always, always held and whole. Yeah, 9 of Wands here, 10 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, this literally is the story I just said. Lovers, 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, 9 of Wands, the Hermit. That's the Hero's Gamos journey right here, people. Okay, let's clarify the High Priestess, which is kind of our, I don't like to say outcome, but I don't know another way. Ooh, that's interesting. Oh, okay, I love this. I got the Hierophant in reverse. Don't be scared. What I'm getting is this is freedom. This is freedom from oppression. This is freedom from the Matrix. Freedom from, because the Hierophant can sometimes be the Pope, right? It's like the Pope energy. It's breaking out of these systems that keep us in separation, that keep us divided, that keep us feeling this illusion that we're separate from the divine, that we're separate from our twin, that we're not whole. Religion, one of my biggest issues with religion, most religion, is it teaches you that you're unwhole. It teaches you that you are flawed, that you're dirty, that you need to be redeemed. You are not redeemed. You are whole. You are divine. You are perfect in your birth. You are a fractal of the divine. You are. And religion uses that as a way to kind of control you. I mean, that's what I believe. I could be whatever. Like, there's a very deeper, bigger conversation there. But what I'm feeling here is this eclipse is like breaking free of that. 6 of Swords is crossing this. So moving away from that. And what are we moving towards? Our destiny with the Wheel of Fortune. Page of Cups, opening of our heart, right? Being willing to be a novice, being willing to learn. And the Lovers. Okay, let's get one more clarifier on that. Just for funsies. The Hermit. So all who wander are not lost is what I just heard. It's the igniting of the light within. There's something really magical and unique about a twin flame journey as well, in the sense that you learn about togetherness through otherness. You learn about, like, I'm trying to find a way to word this. You're always walking the path alone, but you're never alone because you share a soul with this person. That's fucking unique. So it's almost like through this inner journeying and exploring, it brings you home. I guess this is pretty much the message I already said a little bit ago. And that was just, redundant for me to grab another clarifier. But that we ignited the truth on this journey. We learned that truth. Here's the devil crossing this in that solitude, in that space. Beneath that is the 2 of Cups, 8 of Cups, Knight of Swords, and then back where we started, High Priestess. So, wow, what a really well-rounded, beautiful reading. And I'm under 30 minutes. Okay, bye. I love you. Have a great eclipse.